To give yourself the best chance of getting your mortgage the first try, you want to be getting ahead of the game. Now, it's really easy and straightforward to do this. The first thing that I always recommend is to get a copy of your credit report. Now, I recommend using Check My File for your credit report because it is a multi agency search. It does check things like Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. It does a Crediva check as well, and it also checks CFAS. So everything's on that report that you're going to need to see. And another great idea is to also share that report with your advisor or the bank, whoever it is that you're using for your mortgage. The reason that I'm suggesting and recommending that is because they can look at it and they can determine what lenders are the right thing to do for your circumstances and see if a mortgage is going to be the right thing right now. There's a few quick wins as well that you can take part in and you can do to get at yourself ahead of the game. And that would be do things like make sure that your address is correct on your credit. Things like bank statements have got, all get your correct address on it. Even things like your pay slips have got the correct address on it. And don't forget to check things like credit cards, personal loans. These kind of things is easy to forget about, but it's really important to get it done. And if you can do that, it's really simple and it can boost your chances. Also, check things like your name spelt properly. And if your name's correct, if you've got any middle names, make sure that they are included, and things like your date of birth, and just double check to make sure that there's nothing on your credit report that shouldn't be there. Now, something else is to use your credit responsibly. And what I mean by that is if you've got credit limits, make sure that you are staying within these limits. You don't need to worry about maybe just spending little bits. As long as you're making your payments on time and staying within your limits, then that is using it responsibly. And one of the other things that I'm going to suggest is that you close any unused accounts that you've got. Because if you've got unused accounts, like an old credit card, for example, that you've got there sitting on your credit report, now you might hear and you might be told that having it there, not using it, shows that you've got access to credit, but you're not using it, so that will boost your score, which might be true. But on the flip side of that, it's you're leaving yourself open to risk of fraud. If you've got a credit card that you're not actively using and you're not actively looking at and checking, then there's a possibility that someone, if someone gets access to it, it would be difficult for you to find out. So my advice is to close any unused accounts that you've got. Hope you found this useful. And if you do, don't forget to please share and subscribe.